that's when it's go time for me. Like, shooting is like the most important part because you can try to edit your ass off. If the footage isn't good, if y'all didn't shoot a movie, you're not getting a movie. Take your time on the idea and the vision and putting together the creative stuff first. I don't want to just do trendy or something like that. I want to make art, you know what I'm saying? I want to...
Well, everyone, how's it going? Today you're joining me with ShotByCisco, also known as Francisco Isaiah Perez. You know, judging by his work, every time I look at him, I would say, you know, the guy's a videographer. But what I'd like to know is, Cisco, how do you define your craft or what you are?
I mean, that's a good question because it's many things, you know, at the end of the day. Before anything, though, I'm a director because that's really where my heart is, putting together these visuals and ideas and concepts. And later, you know, I want to do movies and bigger things no matter what. But film director, videographer, entrepreneur, you know, and overall artist, period, you know.
Yeah. Very cool, man. Well, hey, like, yeah, so, like, how you came on my radar, right? I think I was watching, 33rd Black Glass by Zillakami. That was the first time I saw, like, your actual logo, right? And then just the more I stumbled into more music videos, I kept seeing your name pop up, right? I guess what I'm curious to know is, how did you even get started, like, kind of fucking with all these different people in that scene in the first place?
I mean, honestly, so, like, I grew up in Bushwick, so it was always a lot of artists here, you know what I'm saying, in Brooklyn. There's always, it was always, like, I was always in the mix with people that were doing this. I'm an artist, so I was always around other artists. I was in the studio. I always was mingling around other people. I had a group that I was running with at the time, too, that was in the mix as well. So I was meeting a lot of people just from doing this. And I started in high school. I'm 24 years old now, probably, like, taking it serious now, probably, like, 4 or 5 years, for real. But then again, it's hard to say that because 5 years ago I was in high school, and that was when I was just really, really starting, you know what I'm saying? And I that was a whole nother adventure. But from there, just doing it, just perfecting it. I was in high school, right? I was the only kid, right? Okay. Everyone was there chilling. But I was like everyone else again. I wasn't doing that good. I was failing a lot of classes and shit like that. But to this day, my film teacher, Ms. Roach, shout out Ms. Roach if she's watching this.
Yeah.
But basically she was like, yo, like, take my film class, like, try it, you know what I'm saying? And I took that shit. Bro, in the first semester, I was flying through that shit. I was breezing again. I was like top of the class, getting straight A's, and that was the one class that I was just that I was going crazy. And so I saved up all my little $30 getting, like, nothing crazy. I was broke, you know what I'm saying? But saved up like little $600-700 from selling sneakers and shit like that. Bought my first camera, and I was the only kid in school. I bring my camera every day. Started shooting, started practicing. Yeah. People just seeing it, like, yo, I fuck with you, I see you, you know what I'm saying? And I was just, again, getting into it with more artists that I was already around, and now I was able to contribute to the table, and then it just grew from there, you know, meeting, networking, events, and from there it just kept going up, because I work hard, and I genuinely love what I do, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't do this to get over on artists or to take artists' money. I do this to collaborate. Let's get this bread together. Let's go up. Let's make art. You know what I'm saying? So I was always like that. And if you had a vision and if you was clear about what you want to do, you're only gonna find artists on the other type of time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So what was about the film class that you were just like, oh, it's fucking it. I'm gonna totally just run with it.
But honestly, like, I kind of just fell in love with this shit. Like, I really liked it. I was like, yo, this is fine. Like, I always liked movies, but when I took the class, it just really sparked it. And then I got involved with other programs from there. I started going hard. Like, I started doing my thing with that shit. Like, from high school, that's what really was like, all right, bet, I'm going to do this shit. And on top of that, it's random because it's always been in my blood. My pops, he's a photographer for many years, a digital film photographer. Okay. Yeah, all my cousins are artists as well. My uncle, that helped raise me, for real, he was also a photographer. This is my cousin, this is my big brother. This nigga's a set designer. He goes crazy. It's all, you know what I'm saying? It was like meant to be type shit, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I fell in love and I just ran with it, and I had family. And one of the things that I am thankful of, because a lot of people don't have this, is like, I have support of my parents, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay. I didn't really understand it because they still wanted me to go to school, but my dad was a photographer, so he kind of knew. He was like, I understand how this goes. You're doing this, like, it's in the same field. Like, you know, I support it, and I'm going to help you, you know what I'm saying? And he showed me many things, and same with my uncle, and same with all my family, you know what I'm saying? Like, they were supportive of me too, you know?
So then right after high school, did you go to college to study more, or you just jumped right into?
I was at the MCC for like 3 months. I quit the little financial aid check. That shit was alright though. They gave me like, I was like, I just turned like definitely it was either 19 or 20 for sure. Like probably 20, but not 21. I know it was like 20. I did like 3 months in college, MCC. Bro, financial aid sent me like, I think it was $2,000. Bought myself a laptop. Bro, with the laptop and that little camera I just bought, I started my whole company of that.
Yeah, that's all you need.
So, college ain't helped me at all, but that little financial check at the time, I was young, I wasn't getting no bread. That's what really was like, I bet, I'm going to do this shit for real. Now I got my camera in my computer, like, go movie, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In college, I probably took like, I took like 4 classes. It was astronomy, it was painting, and it was like some other. It was like probably like one serious class, like English or something.
Yeah.
And I was only there for like 3 months, but I honestly though, astronomy was cool. I enjoyed that shit, and then painting was pretty cool, but it wasn't for me. I'm not a painter. I was just there chilling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well,
I learned a lot. It's all art. So everything I learned, it worked for me. I learned a little bit about painting and art, and I incorporate whatever I learned in that way in my videos.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything I learned, I try to soak up. You know what I'm saying? I was there. Fuck it.
Yeah. So then, if you weren't really getting like all that knowledge from school, how did you learn to get better as a director and a videographer and all that?
So I definitely want to shout out the Tribeca Film Institute. They definitely held me down. Like basically, when I was in high school, my teacher seen that I started going like hard with the film, Miss Roche again, and she was like, "Yo, try to apply for this film program." And it was the Tribeca Film Institute. They take like 20 kids in New York every year, and they selected me, and they helped show me a lot of shit. Like, they taught it not more so like taught me everything, but they showed me a lot about like real filmmaking, and like that's what really helped me not separate myself from like just a random video kid to like someone that really takes this craft serious. You know what I'm saying? And again, and I was still a knucklehead at that time. You know what I'm saying? But it's all my knucklehead shit that helped me lead to who I am and who I'm becoming.
Yeah. Interesting. So then what, based off what you've seen now and how you're used to it, like there's a lot of people on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
So
it's crazy.
what do you think is what prevents people from breaking out from the crowd and like not just being another IG personality or photographer?
I think that's a great question. I think nowadays, it's always been the same thing for me, but I think it's different for other people. Like, I'm someone that you gotta put into your craft. You gotta love your craft. Like, you could just be one of the clout people and, chase clout, but me is deeper than that. It's all about material quality. I want to create art. I like real quality, like classic. I don't want to just do trendy or something like that. I want to make art, you know what I'm saying? I want to do something that people will remember, you know, and not just watch and cheer it and laugh at it. And don't get it wrong. You have to have middle ground this day and age. You gotta have shit that goes viral. You gotta have, shit that's dope regardless. But you also want to maintain that at all times, no matter what you do. Because even when you do, shit that is Instagrammy, you're still doing it with different intention. Like, no matter what I do, is gonna be great. I don't care if it's an Instagram video. I don't care. I'm gonna put my effort into what I love. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the thing that people separate. They don't. And also too, for me personally, I think one of the most important things as a film director and videographer coming up is study film. Like, don't just buy a camera and think you can shoot or something like that. You'll be able to shoot, but you won't really understand the deeper stuff that goes into film and the next level, like reading between the lines. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could watch a movie for what it is, or you could watch a movie for what they're trying to tell you. There's two different things, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I was interviewing Martin DePict a couple months ago, and he said the same thing. He said, like, a lot of photographers don't study photography, like, in general. Like, his big, like, influence was Annie Leibovitz. So it's more like in the fashion kind of rock star realm. So that said, then, what's your, like, role model, inspiration, like, filmmaker?
That's a very good question. Again, for filmmaking, like, in general, like, movies, everything, like, people I look up to in my life, like, definitely Stanley Kubrick. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Do you know that?
I've heard of him.
Alright, these are more classic, old timers, like, but they're, again, this is like classic movies, like, from back in the day. We're talking about, like, bro, 60s, 70s, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I highly respect Michael Bay, the director of Transformers and all. I fuck with Michael Bay. Yo, if he's ever watching this, you my dog, Michael. Like, yo, he's dope, because a lot of directors, like, in this game, a lot of people are, like, really, like, title based, like, oh, I'm the director, I'm the shit, everyone listen to me. He's like, from the stuff that I've seen, he's not like that at all. He loves his shit so much. So, like, most of the time, directors will hire cinematographers and DPs to shoot for them. He loves his shit so much, he does that. But he'll be like, nah, I want to shoot this scene right here. Give me the damn camera. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow. Like, yeah.
Michael Bay, yeah. Michael Bay, Stanley Kubrick, I'm inspired by my people, for sure. Young M.A. inspires me all the time, like, for real, you know what I'm saying? She definitely helps me in a lot of ways, like, just in seeing shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just, like, big bro shit, for real. And then, I like a lot of music video directors. I like E. Favera, he's really dope. Kid Art, super dope. And other than that, other people, I would say... Oh, of course, Tarantino. You know what I'm saying? And, other than that, like, for me, my other biggest inspirations, period, is movies. Like, whenever I shoot a music video or something like that, when I go to shoot something, I'm not really, like, thinking about other music videos. I'm thinking about putting movies together in my mind. Of course, it's small base form. But I don't care if it's one scene, bro. It could be one scene, and I'm trying to shoot it like a movie. And I don't care. If you don't understand that, that's fine. That's you. This is how I am. This is what I like to do. This is how I'm going to do it. So if you don't like that, that's cool. But everything I do, I think of it like a movie, straight up. Like, this is not a music video. This is not a freestyle. This is a movie, and it's going to be cut down short. You know what I'm saying? So,
interesting. Okay. So then, what's your... So because you play that director role a lot, what's your process? Say hey, someone's like, hey, Cisco, I want a video. Like, from that moment on, how do you set that up?
So this is the way I generally work. So first, before anything, like, I like to, send me music. I'll listen to the track. I don't want to jump into anything that I personally don't like or see anything for. And that's just me being real, because I'm not going to try to charge you a bag and then do something that none of us like. You know what I'm trying to say? So I'll listen to the track. I'll tell them, send me something. But I'm don't get it wrong. Like, I work with a lot of artists, and I'm not, like, picky or nothing like that. I'm just saying certain things I won't want to jump on because it's not the smartest option for both parties.
Interesting. Okay.
But so I'll listen to the track. I'll get some ideas off rip. And then moving forward, I want to hear either what the artist or artist management have in mind, or labels, because sometimes the labels do be in control of a lot of shit. But I want to hear what's going on, what's the ideas. Let's go back and forth. Let me hear what you think. I'll tell you what I heard, and then what I was thinking when I was listening. And then depending how it goes, sometimes the artist will have, like, a 50-50, like, this is what I was thinking, what can you do, what can you incorporate? Or sometimes it's like, yo, you have full control, let me know everything you think. So it really ranges. But once we go back and forth on ideas, then we'll be getting, deposited, locking in shoot days, getting a crew, getting everything we need, props, set, studio. Then would be after shooting the video. And when we're shooting the video, that's when it's go time for me. Like, shooting is, like, the most important part, because you can try to edit your ass off. If the footage isn't good, if y'all didn't shoot a movie, you're not getting a movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? So to me, the shoot day is very important. I put a lot of effort into that shit, and I really try to hard that everyone is on the same type of time and keep the energy good. A lot of people, anyone that worked with me will tell you, like, it was always good energy. Like, I very rarely had issues with anyone on set or anything like that. It's always good energy, positive energy. Let's come, let's turn up, let's go crazy.
Yeah.
And genuinely, let's all, let's respect what each other's ideas and views and opinions, and let's come together and let's make something great. You know what I'm saying? Let's do this right. And I put together scheduling. I'll put together, everything people need to see everything organized and be treated as a movie set. Again, we'll be shooting one day, but I'll have everything ready for them as if it was a fucking movie. Set time, call time, this, that, the third. We go the whole mile on the side.
Yeah, I feel like if because you're working with a lot of artists, like, are people as good on with schedules and like times, like where do you ever have to like adapt to that?
Yeah, so I'll explain that. So I'll say this. You could kind of tell what type of shoot you're in because so some artists will they're spending a large amount of money and stuff like that. Not just on me, but the entire video production can be expensive depending on what we're doing between models, location, this, that, there, the hair, the shoes, the sneakers, everything adds up. It's expensive. So people don't really waste their money. You know what I'm saying? Serious artists don't want to waste their time and money. But like, maybe newer artists or artists that are, a little different or not as professional minded yet, maybe possibly come late or be delayed or, but it's most of the time it's I come with full respect. So, and they are too, and I come late to something you really want to do. If I come on this project and I feel like you really don't want to do it, we wouldn't be doing it. You know what I'm trying to say? So most of the time, that stuff goes well because both parties are really excited,
Yeah. Very cool. Okay. Cool. Well, I mean, so a lot of the questions I've been asking have been around like your process and the background and all that. I'm going to go a little bit of hard left. So you've been featured on World Star a few times, right? I guess one, how was that the first time it happened? And then does it still have the same magic or anything after the fact that you've done it so many times already?
I mean, with the first time you're at World Star, it's like, yo, I'm on World Star. That was just like, to me, bro, it's just a normal business routine. I've been on World Star like probably damn near, I can't even count. Definitely a lot. Definitely well over like 25 times, maybe more than that. But it's because basically what we do is we'll incorporate that into the plan. Like, yo, we're going to shoot the video. We're going to reach out to World Star, see what they say. So it's a part of my plan for not my plan, but a part of our plan that we put together on so many different projects that it's like pretty normal. You know what I'm saying? Like, World Star, it's like in all secrecy, a cheat code. Like, if you don't know how to get views or do promotion, just put that shit on World Star. You know what I'm saying? So
let it go viral.
It's a cheat. Yeah, and especially when you do work with labels, sometimes they're lazy and they just be like, put this shit on World Star. So it's like, it's easy. Like it's a normal thing now. First time it was like, oh shit, but now it's just like part of the plan.
Yeah. So then, does World Star I feel like every time the video comes out, it's on World Star. Does World Star own the video at that point, or are they just like another magazine that's just promoting it?
It's pretty wack because it's a World Star exclusive, so many times they will own the video, like depending on the agreement.
Yeah.
But if they put it on their YouTube channel and it's a World Star exclusive and that video gets millions of views, they're getting money off that bag. Like they're getting a bag off that video, and hopefully they're sending money to the artists. But in most cases, I highly doubt it.
Oh damn! So it's more just like a promotion platform and not really like a revenue. Like you don't make any revenue off that, pretty much.
Yeah, you make no revenue off them. But what I was saying is it depends on the agreement because I'm sure like certain artists they want those videos too, so they're gonna willingly offer some type of agreement. Like yo, we'll split the bag 50-50. Let's go crazy with this. Who else probably wants like Travis Scott and Quavo to drop it on their channel, so they'll work out deals with them if need be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I feel like now you are part of the industry, right? You're no longer just this kid on the street that I'm looking up to. Like you are.
Yeah. Right.
Is it? So like I said, like I found you being on stage like Young and Made all that, but at that point, is it all just business? Like, is it really like a fun party all the time, or are you literally just I'm going to work and this is what I do?
I mean, it's definitely I'm going to work. This is what I do, but don't get it wrong. Like, not in the sense like I don't love this. I love what I do. This is why I do it. I love like that. I love. But at the end of the day, even directors will tell you like being on set is a job. That shit is hard work, buddy. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's not work in the sense like because if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. That's a fact. But it's still a process. Like for me, I'll tell you what I struggle with sometimes. The editing. And I think I'm a great editor, but I still have a lot to learn. Don't get it wrong. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I struggle with it as in sitting alone in the crib in the dark for 8 hours at a time, 4 or 5 days out of the week, that shit is a little testing sometimes, if you know what I mean. Like, it's hard. Like, you just be like, oh, I want to go, you know, but you can't because you have deadlines and other things you have to do, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Have you ever thought, like...
That's where I feel like this the most worky for me is the editing process. But again, you could, and eventually I'm going to hire more editors. But I do enjoy it, so I'm in like a middle point because I still love editing, but it makes me want to kill myself. So it's like it's a love-hate, a real love-hate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I love it, but it makes me want to kill myself. So, you know what I'm saying?
Do you use Premiere Pro at all for your editing?
What?
Do you use Premiere Pro?
Yeah, I use Premiere, After Effects. I fuck with Cinema 4D, Lightroom, and Photoshop.
Yeah. Do you have any? So this is more just like personal now. Do you have any tips for like exporting faster? Can I try like rendering files and stuff like that?
Yeah. I mean, one, better computer exports faster. But the simplest settings for me is H.264. And then right now I'm using on the new Premiere, they came out with a bunch of new codecs. And there's a YouTube Full HD codec that's easy and basic. 1920 by 1080, high quality but low like bitrate, so it exports pretty simple and it's good quality. It's YouTube Full HD codec. It's really good. I'll send you a screenshot of it later on so you can see.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. So how long does it, when you do that, does it still take hours though? Or like how long?
I exported this. I don't know if you've seen it, but I just posted a video production I did with my boy Swelly. Shout out man, Swell, my man. We did a production in Blue Parallax Studios with like a bunch of crazy shit going on, and it was all shot on Red. The edit was probably like 2 minutes and took me about an hour and I want to say 10-15 minutes to export on my laptop.
Oh shit! Okay.
I'm on a laptop, and I also have an editing suite I built in my crib.
Yeah.
I got the big. I got the Wacom tablets and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm on my laptop right now. I got a really strong laptop as well.
Is it a Mac or no? You don't use is Mac?
Yeah. I'm Mac everything, bro. But if I go back, it got to be the strong ones. I need at least 1632 or something like that gigabytes of RAM, whatever the case might be, depending on my home system or my laptop. But I need something big, something strong.
Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, because I'm working on a MacBook Air right now, and I feel like it's probably not the strongest thing to be doing anything.
MacBook Air, I'm going to tell you, but it's trash for editing. I don't know how to make it.
Shit. Yeah. Well, it gets the job done. Yeah. Well, yeah, I need to upgrade anyways. Cool, man. Well, I appreciate the tech insight. Okay, well, jumping back to What's up?
I said I could give you some laptop suggestions if you ever need them. Hit me up. I got you, my boy.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to fucking take advantage of that. If you offer it, then hell yeah. Cool. Well, hey, bringing it back from the tech to the art side then. So, obviously, you've been doing video and stuff like that. What's an art style, whether it is video or something experimenting that you haven't tried yet, but you've been kind of like, I should probably, try to put out a magazine one time, or I should probably try graphic design more?
Well, what my current ventures is I want to build my brand more for sure. Like just on this like ShotByCisco merchandise tees. I want to build a brand and create products. I'm gonna do that. So that's gonna be coming real soon for sure. I want to sell more artwork. Like I want to shoot really beautiful images and make them portraits and frame them and sell them, like sign and everything. Like I really want to do that as well. Like higher end photography that I could sell, but like of artists, like classic. I'm saving up all the stuff that I'm doing. Like 20 years is gonna be a crazy collection, bro. Like crazy, you know what I'm saying? So, then what I'm gonna do. What I'm doing right now is I study animation and CGI, and that's gonna take me a long time. But I definitely have a big passion for that as well. Like just CGI and creating things like animations, 4D modeling, 3D modeling. I really love it. It's a slow progression, but I basically take classes by my own, do it online and study that shit every day. Yeah. And then my last venture that I'm doing, that I'm taking serious, but this is like not art related. This is just, I'm heavily invested in the stock market, and I want to grow and be a homeowner and sell real estate as well.
Yeah. So do you ever sleep? I feel like you're just working all the time now at this point.
Oh, nah, I mean, no, honestly, bro, I'm, at the end of the day, I still have fun, bro. I smoke blunts, I play Call of Duty, come on, bro, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I try to take as much time into my craft as I can every day. Like, I have a lot going on. Right now, my baby's split into mostly editing, you know what I'm saying? I probably watch a movie every day to study it and watch that, because I enjoy studying a lot, so to me, watching a movie is studying, so that's my leisure and study at the same time, but... So, stock market, study. I'll chill for a few hours of the day, sometimes more than others. A lot of the day, honestly, for me now, like, past few years have been going into planning video shoots, because you see the video, but you don't see all the planning that goes into these shits. Like, I'm just like, hello, video, it's like, hell no. It's like 2 weeks of phone calls, texts, finding model, getting the studio, making sure the artist's hair is done, making sure the artist is, everything is done, making sure this, that, get the rentals, get the Airbnb, do this, get the rental equipment, pick up the red cameras. Like, bro, it's craziness, you know what I'm saying? So production takes up a lot of my time, editing takes up a lot, and I honestly do be on the stock market a lot, but it's honestly fun to me, so that I don't really look at it as work either, because I like the stock market. I like flipping a little bit in there. It's funny, it's fun.
Yeah.
And I stay in the news with current events. But, I do my thing too. Like I said, I'll play Call of Duty and shit. I'll chill with my people. We do work a lot. But no matter what, we always got to find time for ourselves. Like, bro, I read books, I read comics. Like, bro, that's fun to me, though. You know what I'm saying? So.
Damn. Well, that's cool, man. I like how you stay busy. So then, okay, very cool. Well, so let me ask you this. I know we talked about, like, what you define yourself as in terms of like title or artist, how you got into it, but how do you define your style, right? If you look at all the music videos, it seems like a lot of them are the same, like underground, a lot of shit going on. But is that like a certain theme you're shooting for? Is that something artists ask you for? Like how do you define that?
Well, how do I define those specific videos, or just myself in general?
Yourself in general, like your art style.
Yeah, for sure. So. Basically, like, again, I revert back to movies. Like, my style is cinematic, classic. Let's make this a motion picture. And when I say that, it's hard to hone that in on one thing, because motion picture is so many things. Like, I want to do Marvel movies, bro. I would love to do superhero movies, but I also want to do deep movies, like deep music videos. Like, you ever seen Fight Club?
You know what? I fucking have it. But everyone's telling me. All my roommates are telling me.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, again, like if I'll show you this. Like, my favorite movies is like Scarface, Kill Bills. Like, I'll show you. Like, even when I'm working, I have like, like things that are movie related to inspire me at all times. Like The Warriors, Nas album. Like, I like old school movies. I like the old school filmmaking era. I love that vibe. I love, even when you see Zilla's videos, like they're new school and they're dope. But the shit that I did with him, you could kind of tell it also has like a little old school feel in it to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? Like grainy. It's like, it's new, but with a classic style to it in a sense. Like,
interesting. Okay.
Yeah, like that's, and again, I do everything. Like, I'm gonna do like, higher budget, clean, new school videos as well. But if I could define my style, it would be overall, in a nutshell, cinematic, classic, and overall, I want to hone in this more, but out the box. Like, I don't want to do what other people are doing. And of course, in this industry, there's times where artists do want to do basic stuff. But even when I do, I try to make it as something to myself as possible. Something different, something cinematic, I try to add something no matter what. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. So have you ever got, like, have you ever been in a position where, you always said your vibes on set are always good, but have you ever gotten to a point where you're working with a client and they're probably, like, not for your style? And like, hey, man, like, I'm controlling this. I hired you.
Like I said, there's times where I'll hear a song and I'll be like, yo, I don't think this would fit my style. And that's, again, vice versa. Like, sometimes this has happened many times. Labels have hit me up to pitch them ideas for some pretty big shit. Like, I'm not going to say nothing, but labels have hit me up like, yo, we want you to direct this video possibly. let me see, and they told me, like, they'll be like, let me see exactly what you see, what you think. And I've sent plenty of treatments, and a lot of them go through, but some of them don't, because probably they just didn't like my idea. And again, that's perfectly fine, because not everyone is always going to want to see, not everyone is going to see how you see. No, and that's just the beauty of it too, because like, the same way he might not like my stuff, this person will love my stuff. And that's the trade-off you're always going to have. Like, you can't please everybody, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it. And it's an understanding. Like, if they're not going to be like, oh, I don't like your idea, I hate you. They're going to be like, yo, I don't like your idea, I'm not really feeling it. And I'm like, all right, cool. It's no beef. You know, it just didn't work. Yeah. It's all good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, totally. So what are some, so you brought up treatments, what are some tips for people to make better treatments? Because as opposed to just doing like a quick Word doc bullet list.
Yeah, definitely. I'll show you some on too. But better treatments, for me, the best advice I could give, when you make a treatment, first you gotta have a vision, like really see what you're trying to do, like see the video in your head before you're writing it. Like if you have a clear idea of exactly what you want to do, when you have an idea, it comes from a reference. Like you'll be like, yo, I want to do this because I seen something like this that was dope. So you can get references already in your head. So you can provide, if you have the clear vision, you'll know what references to give them, how to word it, how to write it, because you already see it. If you already see it clearly, you can express it clearly, if that makes sense. So just advice, if to break that down simpler, is the best advice I can give someone trying to put together a good treatment is take your time on the idea and the vision and putting together the creative stuff first. Because once you have the idea solidified and in your mind, the treatment will come natural. And that's the best way to put it.
Okay. So, interesting. Okay. So then at this point, I feel like you have the technicals down, you have the art down, then you have like the business side down too. Do you still work with people for fun? Like, not business related?
I work with all my homies, you know what I'm saying? If you my boy, if you my girl, we gonna give you a problem, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I don't care for this industry shit. I'm not one of them niggas that's gonna just do this and then not fuck with you because, bro, we all in this game together, bro. And I look at it like this, me personally. And I've worked with a lot of the artists I've worked with, I've helped rise. And when I've helped rise and when I helped them rise and it worked the same way for me, we came together, if you know what I'm trying to say. So like, if some of the videos and ideas that I did for artists helped them get to where they are, we didn't stop working. We only worked more now. And it was even more beneficial to both of us, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if you're both onto something. You know, okay, definitely. Yeah.
No, I like to, if you're talented and a lot of people support me, so I support back. Like if you show me love, I'm gonna show you love. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. I'm not Hollywood. I'm not gonna act like you're different from me. Like it's all good, bro. Like just because I've done this doesn't mean I'm gonna look at you any different. Because you could do a lot too, and we can do a lot together. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting. Very cool. So then, how do I ask it? Well, so you said you worked with all these different artists, right? But are there any that you haven't worked with yet that you're like, yeah, I really gotta fucking shoot something with that guy? Like, or I love what this guy's up to. How do I?
There's a lot of artists. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of artists I want to work with. I can say a few things. Like, of course, obviously, I would love to do a video for Drake, and Nicki. Like, of course, you know what I'm saying? But like, personal, like to me, I want to work with certain film directors. I would love to work on certain projects with producers and masterminds. Like, if Quentin Tarantino ever asked me to help him with something, I would lose my shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I want to do that. I want to work on real projects, like with real masters of their craft, because I'm a student to the game and I want to learn more and keep learning. Like,
So, music videos aside, then, have you put out a film before? Like even a short film?
Yeah, I've done little short films. Nothing that I want to show now because they were a few years back. Yeah. I'm working on a bunch of stuff. I write all the time. I have a lot of stuff coming. That's the next step. I have a lot of stuff I'm working on and putting together as we speak. But with the film stuff, I'm so adamant about this is like one of my big things that I really love more than anything. So like I have to make sure my films come out great, and that takes time. You know what I'm saying? But it will happen, and you heard it first, my boy.
Yeah, fucking cool. So, I mean, taking a step back to the beginning now, like, you've only really been doing this for 4 years, 5 years? But I feel like you've done so much.
I would say 5 years, but it's like in that time I wasn't taking it serious because 5 years ago I was literally just last year of high school getting out. So it was like, that was when we first got the camera. Just about 5.5 years. Maybe 6. Maybe I bought the camera 6 years ago, maybe. My official business hasn't even been, it's not even a year old, bro. But I've been doing this in art and practicing my art now for like 5 years. I can say that. I've been practicing my art for like 5 years.
Yeah.
And the beginning wasn't like no crazy shit, but I was practicing. I was doing my thing. I was learning, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
Can I tell him what you're building? Yeah. Yo, and this is my cousin. He builds crazy shit. He's building some fucking technology shit. He does Arduino and coding on robotics. So we have, we're trying to go crazy. Yeah, hell yeah. It's a team.
Yeah, tell me to come to the Bay Area.
Soon too. He's building. This nigga's building crazy shit like sneaker boxes, like electronic sneaker boxes, like just off the wall shit. Like, pretty cool.
That's dope.
We do a little bit of everything over here,
You just stay busy. Sure. Hey, let me ask you this. So your like signature, right? The ShotByCisco. On the video, right? You have kind of this bouncing crop logo that's in a perfect square, but it's also rounded. How did you decide like, oh, that's what it's gonna be? Like that's how I'm gonna do that.
So the beginning with the name bouncing, if you look at movies, it's like directed by Boom, and I just want to show that like that's me, who I am. Mm-hmm. Hold on, I lost my train of thought. So basically, the name in the front is just my title. Like, boom, you're about to see a ShotByCisco film. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Essentially, you see. Now the logo is my brand, and that's what I want to use for merchandise, for stuff. And me, I'm always a little bit. You see, in a logo, it's not like your most clean, professional, but it's like it's different. It got arches going through it, like converging shapes. Like it's not. It's like almost wicked, dark looking. That's my stuff. I'm always on the dark side. Like it's not all sunny. It's dark, creepy, scary. It's a mixture of everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Interesting.
And the logo was made by a dude named Austin. Shout out Austin. He's nasty with the logos for sure. I told him what I wanted. I just told him like, yo, I like this style, and I showed him a couple different things that had a similar style and design. And he was like, I got you. I know exactly what you want. And he flexed it.
That's cool. It's cool because it's simple. It's literally just a logo bouncing, but it's like...
it's just straightforward, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Very cool. So
you got to be able to see it, you know what I'm saying? So you can see this too.
Oh, that's clean.
It's like reflecting right now. I don't know if you can read it. That's, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you can see it. Can you read it? It's like reflecting.
It's reflecting, but you can still make it out. Like it's very clear what it is.
Yeah, that's my logo, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I said, that's the brand, you know what I'm saying? And I want to push my brand. I want to have a fucking store with ShotByCisco merchandise. And one day I told my people I want to buy like a bunch of houses, right, in a community, and own the entire community and call it ShotByCiscoville. You heard it? And there's gonna be a billboard in the front of my logo. So, I'm gonna come pick a rent and a cape. You heard? I'll have a cape on.
Yeah, it'll be ShotByCisco. Cool. So did you actually shoot with DJ Khaled?
Yeah. I was with him for a weekend. That shit was hella crazy. That was through MTV, and they're really good people over at MTV. I was working with the creative director, really, really good dude. He really believed in me, like from young. He was like, "Yo, I see your vision," and he believed in me off rip. Like it was crazy. Like, he's like, "I see you got something," and that's basically what he was saying. He gave me mad respect. Like, bro, one of the top creative directors at MTV, off rip, like supported me, and it was crazy. Like he was like, "Yo, I got something I want us to work on," and like he ended up letting me do the damn commercial for the VMAs. It was crazy. Yeah, we flew out the weekend with Khaled and shit. It was really dope. And we was in his little villa and shit. It was really nice. And we rocked it out. We put together we had what we wanted for the most part. We had a few things set up for him. The jet ski, we had a masseuse come to his beach section, give him a massage. So we had it laid out. It was really cool, really dope, and I really plan to do more commercials. And shout out to everyone at MTV.
Yeah. So at this point, I feel like again, you're really involved in the industry. Has anyone ever offered you a job to work with them full time, or are you more I want to be my own person?
Definitely, I got a few contracts from majors. You know what I'm saying, but. No, nothing. I just think I'm not gonna get into it, but I just think the contracts. You know what I'm saying? But that's how it goes. Nothing. Just the money was whatever, but the contract stipulations weren't what I would have wanted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'm someone that I gotta do my thing. I gotta be free. Unless it's major money, you can't lock me down. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I gotta move around. I gotta do my thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. Well, man, I know we're running your time. Can I ask you one last question?
Yeah, for sure, man. I know what.
Yeah. So, I know you have all these different projects going on, and you're really kind of focused on a lot of different things. But as soon as COVID ends and we're allowed to go back outside, what's your first step? What do you?
It's a good question. It's so tough to say because I'm working through it right now. And when things go back to normal, I don't think things are going to go back to normal. Things might not operate the same way because, people might not want to do large productions with 30 people on set this close to each other. I got to figure it out a little. Let's see how it goes. I know definitely a bunch of productions are getting done, though. Don't get it wrong. But I just don't know if they're going to be the same way. You know what I'm saying? So I'm working on some now. But when it's done, my aim is to just start off running, and the things I'm planning right now is just to execute immediately. I've been in post-production, getting things set up for a few things, and as soon as this is done, I just want to run full speed ahead with shooting. And besides that, my goal, again, is to get my short films out as soon as possible as well. So a few things, but basically, long story short, as soon as this is done, I just want to run, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just want to run.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. Very cool. Well, hey, Cisco, I appreciate you joining me today, man. It was super insightful. Yeah, super insightful. Where can people follow you at? Right, your logo's there, but where can they actually follow you?
Yeah, you guys can check me out at ShotByCisco, one word. Hit me up, DM me, you already know. Anything y'all need, reach out to me. We'll definitely talk. Much love to everybody watching. Appreciate y'all.
Boom. All right, Cisco, man. I appreciate it. I'm gonna go ahead.